I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsinis.com.
This is a public service message from Bechtel Jewelers to Chocolates, brought to you by Diamonds. Dear Chocolates, you melt. As for us, Diamonds, we melt her. Hi, I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers. Face it, Chocolates, yes, you're sweet. Yes, you can be hard to keep your hands off of. But if the idea is to melt her on Valentine's Day, that's what we do. She doesn't exactly fall all over herself when she sees you. Her eyes don't get all big when she sees it's a box of chocolates. She doesn't fall all over the man who hands her a box of chocolates. Am I right or am I right? But when she sees it's a little jewelry box with diamonds inside, does she get all worked up? Oh yeah. Do her eyes get big? Oh yeah. Does she start to melt right in front of the man who hands her that little box with diamonds inside? Oh yeah. Of course, all of this is said with great love. Signed, Diamonds. This public service announcement has been brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South in Inwood. Come see us because we melt her.
It's time for the excitement of NCAA Division II basketball featuring the Shepherd University Rams and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Today's game is sponsored by Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mountaineer Pub, the Neon Moon Tavern, Orsini's Home Store, the Palace Lounge, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Smallwood and Small Insurance, the Sutton and Janelle Law Firm, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center. Now, let's send it out to the Butcher Athletic Center on the campus of Shepherd University and join our TV10 broadcast crew for the game.
Welcome to the Butcher Center here on the campus of Shepherd University as we ready for this Shepherd University women's and men's hoops doubleheader. Spencer Dupuy joined alongside Dylan Bishop. Happy to have you with us here as we get things started for game one in tonight's matchup between Shepherd and East Stroudsburg on the women's side. It's now time for Countdown to Tip-Off, brought to you by Sunset Water Services, proudly installing water softeners in Martinsburg and Berkeley County since 1989. And Dylan, you look at this Shepherd team, and they're still winless right now on the season, and they come off probably their worst performance of the year, unfortunately. And it was a game in which they got Sydney Bowles back, their best player so far this season.
Yeah, she's coming off of a sprained ankle, missed 4 games in the starting lineup. Last time we were here 2 weeks ago was the first time that she was out of the lineup. And you could tell that they were missing a little something with her out. But in that game, they got a good performance from Aubrey Alston, her first extended action as a member of the team after coming in mid-season as a transfer. But so far it hasn't turned into any wins in the score column, which we kind of expected. And I mean, again, we talk about it every time that we've been here at the Butcher Center for a game this year. It is definitely a rebuilding year for this team, and they're still getting things together, figuring out who should be getting the workload and what sort of strategy works best for this team in Julie Kaufman's first year as head coach.
Yeah, and that's the big thing here. It's obviously a rebuilding season. It's a rebuilding season for Shepherd, and that's what it is. You've got to call it what it is this year, Dylan.
Right, yeah. There's going to be some growing pains as they had to, again, we've talked about it a lot, replace pretty much the entire roster. So they've had a lot of players step up into new roles, take on a lot more of the workload than they've been used to. Players like Megan Shipley, she went from being the fifth option in the starting five to being the number one or number two option, especially at the beginning of the year. I think she was kind of called upon to be the number one. She's currently second on the team in scoring at 9.8 points a game, and she's shooting 47% from the field, 38% from three, only takes about 1 3-pointer a game. But she's been called upon, but I think Sydney Bowles has really been the one that stepped up into a bigger role when she didn't see a whole lot of action last year. So, and also the freshman, Peyton Grant, who has been shooting the lights out from three-point range, 39% from three on about 5 attempts a game. That's her three-point shooting has been a big part of this team's offensive firepower that they have been able to have. It hasn't been enough for them to get wins in games. They're only averaging 51 points a game, giving up 75. So it has been kind of that. A lot of that's been the defense. I think this team's biggest weakness is still they don't have that really reliable ball handler that can bring the ball up the court. Teams press them full court, and leads to a lot of turnovers and easy transition buckets for the other team. So that's something that they've got to get together as this season goes along and as future seasons come along.
Yeah, and looking at this East Stroudsburg team, they come in at 8-7 on the season, but they're coming off 2 straight losses, Dylan. One at Bloomsburg and one at Millersville, and really they've lost 3 of their last 4. And when you go back to it, they've lost 6 of their last 8 games.
Yeah, they're on a bit of a streak there. Yeah, 6 of the last 8. Some of those, a lot of those, 5 of those 6 were on the road at Holy Family, Seton Hill, Cal, Shippensburg, and Millersville. Bloomsburg being the one home game of those 6 that they lost. Those are some tough teams in there. Seton Hill, Cal, and Shippensburg in particular. Shippensburg is one of the best women's teams in the PSAC. They may have the best player in the PSAC in Ariel Jones. So that's going to be a tough matchup for just about anyone, especially if you have to go at Shippensburg, which is really one of the farthest trips for every team in the PSAC outside of Shepherd, because as we know, Shippensburg is the closest PSAC school to Shepherdstown.
Yeah, and overall looking at this game, and you look at a few players, and who are some players early on, not necessarily your player to look out for, which we'll get later on in the pregame show, but just a few players that you've seen in that can be deadly tonight for East Stroudsburg.
Well, I think you're going to have to look out for Jessica Poland off the bench, number 15. Only averages 5.6 points a game. They only have one player in double figures, which, spoiler alert, that might be the player to look out for. But we'll
get to that later in the pregame show.
Right, but Jessica Poland off the bench is almost shooting 40% from 3. Shooting over 3 attempts a game. This team doesn't shoot a whole lot of 3-pointers because 3 attempts a game is good enough for second most on this team. But you got to look out for her, and you also have to look out for Shyla Sanford, second on the team at 7.4 points a game, and Ryan Weesey, 17 points a game, 47% from the field, 52% from 3, 81% from the free throw line. So, and also Cassidy Saylor, number 24. Big part of the starting lineup for East Stroudsburg.
All right, well, that will do it for this first segment of the Sunset Water Countdown to tip-off. When we come back, we'll get a little bit more into Shepherd, and we'll talk about a former Shepherd player who reached a milestone in her career points. A lot of those points coming at Shepherd University. That's why we want to mention it. We'll do that after this 2-minute break. You're tuned in to Shepherd Hoops on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
WVU Heart and Vascular Institute offers world-class heart care close to home. Our board-certified physicians are performing groundbreaking procedures using cutting-edge techniques, and that's why we're expanding our services to every corner of our region, so you don't have to travel far to receive the great specialty care you deserve close to home. We're now accepting new patients at all 4 convenient locations in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, Shepherdstown, and Winchester. WVU Heart and Vascular Institute, world-class heart care close to home.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Welcome back to the Butcher Center here on the campus of Shepherd University as we get you set for Shepherd Women's Hoops as they host East Stroudsburg here on the Sunset Water countdown to tip-off. But we'll spotlight a former Shepherd University player that just reached a milestone on Saturday, Dylan.
Yeah, 1,500 career points for Abby Beeman over at Marshall University. Obviously, vast majority of that 1,500 came.
All but 298. She scored 228.
Right. I mean, you can look into the Shepherd record books, which I thought was amazing to look at coming into this year. Wanted to see where the big three from last year stood. Abby Beeman, 10th all-time in points at Shepherd University with only 2 full seasons under her belt. She had 2 more seasons of eligibility. If she were still here, she was going to cruise to becoming the all-time leading scorer at this school.
Yeah, and, looking at some numbers for her thus far in her career as she transitioned from Division II to Division I this year, has started all 17 games for the Lady Thundering Herd, played 574 minutes, which is most on the team and equivalates to 33.8 a game. So just like she was at Shepherd, not really ever being taken out of the game.
Carrying the load, as she always does, and as she always can.
And she's shooting 39.7% from the field, 29.7% from beyond the arc, 75% from the free throw line. And get this, Dylan, she leads the team in rebounding by 30. 30 rebounds.
And she's what, 5'4"?
Yes, she has 106 defensive rebounds. She has 117 total. The next person has 87.
Well, I believe that
she averages just about 7 a game.
I believe here at Shepherd she was second on the team behind Sydney Clayton in rebounds last year. And for a guard her size, incredible rebounder, just right place, right time.
She's got 82 assists on the season. She also has somehow 6 blocks, 33 steals. As I mentioned before, 228 points, which equivalates to 13.4 a game, good for second on the team. So she's having a great start to her Division I career.
Yeah, it sounds like the shooting's been a little bit of a slow come along for her, but I'm sure she's gotten into a groove a little bit. Those percentages have come up from what last I heard, but she's doing everything else incredibly well.
She's also
no surprise
taking on a different role. Here at Shepherd, she was the player the whole offense ran through.
Right, you get all those picks set for you. You got the passing thread. She's doing a lot more of spot up shooting now and things like that, cutting. It's just a different kind of offensive philosophy to run through when you're not that number one option. So it's an adjustment period.
It is an adjustment period, but it seems to be she's adjusted to the Division I game very well, and we wish her luck. And she's going to return kind of near this area here, I believe, in a few weeks, as they'll take on James Madison in Harrisonburg. I want to say maybe February 12th.
Yeah, that's, I believe, maybe one of their last games of the season, one of their last home games one of their last games in the conference in the Sun Belt.
No, they'll have through the end of February.
Okay, but it's close to the end of the season, of course.
You would imagine that depending on what's going on, you're going to see a lot of Shepherd fans, including her family, will probably be there as well. And you were right, Dylan. It is February 24th, Friday, February 24th.
There
you go. I just double-checked it for you. But she'll be kind of close to here, so you would venture to guess some Abby Beeman fans will make the trip down I-81. Probably about an hour, 45-minute drive from here down to James Madison University. But let's continue on here and talk about this East Stroudsburg Warrior team. And Dylan, you got an interesting fun fact, I guess, or interesting stat fact.
So the third-year head coach, Stephanie Del Priori, I believe, don't have the exact pronunciation, but Del Priori is in her third year as head coach here at East Stroudsburg. And if you're just going off of last year's team, you look at this year's team, they're doing pretty well for themselves, sitting at 4-5 in the PSAC, 8-7 overall. Her first year as head coach, she came in and had a record of 20-10, finished 15-7 in the PSAC, went to the PSAC semifinals. Last year, team only won 4 games. 3 games in the PSAC. And looking at the roster, I think there was a lot of roster turnover. But what happened was they at the very least, were able to get in a transfer from LIU, Brooklyn, Ryan Weesey, that really led the team last year. And they put up 2 really good fights against that great Shepherd basketball team last year. Only lost the game here at the Butcher Center by 10 points. And then the Shepherd went and the Big Three faced East Stroudsburg on their senior night. And that was a close game the entire way, despite East Stroudsburg's record. Shepherd only pulled out that game by 5 points, and it was one that you were really sweating out the entire time before you were watching, like I was.
And Dylan, when you look at this East Stroudsburg team, you mentioned 8-7 overall, 4-5 in the conference, but they are 1-5 on the road, and they're in a tough stretch right now. So if you think about it, maybe this is an opportunity. If Shepherd can get things together, they could etch out their first win tonight.
That's what you would hope, a team that's been on kind of a cold streak as of late. Obviously, if you're East Stroudsburg, you're trying to probably look at this as a get-right game, try to get yourself back on track after you've lost your last handful of games. 5 of your last 6 of your last 8, and your last 5 games, 5 of those 6 coming on the road. The only one that came at home was that Bloomsburg game on the 11th. So Bloomsburg has picked things up recently. They started off on a very cold streak. They've now gotten themselves 2 wins. That first one being East Stroudsburg, and that second one being Shepherd.
Yeah, and going through this list of things is East Stroudsburg, they're 8-7, but they've still been outscored by 1.2 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, this is an up-and-down team very clearly. So it's something to look out for, to see if East Stroudsburg gets back on track or if the cold streak continues and Shepherd can pull off the upset tonight.
All right, well, we'll step aside for a 2-minute break. On there's that side of that break. We'll kind of break down the Rams a little bit more and see, looking at some stats for them. How about that? We'll look at their season stats and see what needs to happen tonight in order to get their first victory of the season. You're tuned into Shepherd University Hoops on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsini's.com.
Are you the kind of man who insists on seeing results? Well, I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers, and I have good news for you. When you surprise her with a Valentine's gift from Bechtel Jewelers, you're going to see the results you insist on. As soon as you hand her a little box from Bechtel Jewelers, you'll see her face soften. Her eyes will start to sparkle, her mouth opens just a little bit. You hear that sweet inhale that says how surprised she is, and that's before she opens it. And when she does, you're going to feel those results. Her arms wrapped around you and a warm kiss. And you'll hear those results as she says thank you. And I love you, honey. Yes, if you're one of those men who insist on seeing results, you'll see the results all right, and you'll feel them, and you'll hear them when your Valentine's Day gift is from Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South in Inwood. And by the way, our gifts start at just $25, gift wrap just the way women love. Come see us for her Valentine's gift, and you'll see those results.
Welcome back to the Butcher Center here on the campus of Shepherd University. About 9.5 minutes away from the pregame festivities before tip-off between Shepherd women and East Stroudsburg as we get you ready for this PSAC matchup. And Dylan, looking at Shepherd, and things obviously aren't going as, some would have hoped this year, but obviously a new coach, that kind of changes things, a rebuilding program with a lot of players leaving. You dig through these stats, and, the leading scorer is Sydney Bowles. She's played in 11 games, only started 10. That 11th game was the last game when she returned to action. When she returned to action and was able to get back in the game get back into playing after hurting her ankle.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you have to assume she didn't start in that game. The last game that she played, came off the bench and got some minutes in, struggled a little bit, but an ankle injury is something you got to be careful with because you can re-aggravate it pretty easily compared to a lot of other injuries. It's a fragile thing there compared to some of the other bones and ligaments and muscles in the body, so you got to be careful with that. But hopefully she's back to full strength tonight because she has been the bright spot of this team, averaging 10.5 points a game, shooting 46% from field goal and 48% from three, taking 2.5 per game. So that's a pretty solid rate there. Only shooting 52% from the free throw line, which there's a lot of players on this team struggling from the free throw line. Pretty much everyone outside of Kendall Haggerty and Kara Miner and Peyton Grant. So that's something you got to work on. She's also got 6.7 rebounds a game, leading rebounder on the team by a solid margin. So she's really been the bright spot so far.
Yes, she really has. And another bright spot these last two games in particular has been Megan Shipley. She scored 32 points over the last two games, including a career-high 21 last week at Mercyhurst on the 1 p.m. game, I believe, or 11:30 a.m. game, excuse me. And, she's really, as a sophomore this year, she, got to play a lot as a freshman last year, was a centerpiece to the starting lineup, but the scoring wasn't really there because you had the big three. Now, this year, having to step up and take on a bigger role, I think as the season's gone on, it's really showed her development.
Right, you could pretty clearly say that she was, at best, the number 4 scorer on last year's team, and now she stepped up, especially at the beginning of the year. I think she was pegged as the leading scorer on this team. She's sitting at 9.8 points a game, not far behind Sydney Bowles, and I really hope that these last two games at 32 points is something that they can build on for the rest of the year, that she can build on for the rest of the year, because that's going to be a big part of this team is they don't really have a go-to scorer. A lot of these players on this team aren't used to, at the college level, being any sort of go-to scorer. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come, and she can continue that good scoring streak for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and then you mentioned Peyton Grant. Peyton Grant is a freshman this year, and she's taken a big load on as a freshman.
Right, Peyton Grant, she's taken 79 three-pointers so far this year. She's only taken 118 shots in total. So that means about 2/3 of her shots are coming from behind the arc. And she's shooting nearly 40% from behind the line, 39.2%. And that's on a mark of about 5 of them per game, coming up on about 5.5 to 6. And that's a lot of volume, and that's a really good percentage to go along with it. She is a sharpshooter. It's one of those players that you like to have on your offense. It's just she's kind of been pegged as the main ball handler as well, and that's not really been her game so far. Hopefully that's something that she can develop into better ball handling, better passing, be a true point guard. But right now she's more of a 2 guard that has to play the 1.
Yeah, and that's just some of the things happening here in this rebuilding program for the Shepherd Rams. And with that, we'll step aside for a 2-minute break on the Sunset Water countdown to tip-off. When we get back, we'll have Dylan's keys to the game and players to keep an eye out for. You're tuned in to Shepherd Hoops on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Welcome back to the Butcher Center here on the campus of Shepherd University as we're getting ever so closer to tip-off. And this is the countdown to tip-off, brought to you by Sunset Water Services right here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. It's time for the keys to the game. The key to your next car is at the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Dylan, I ride with them, so you should too. Keys to the game first, we'll start for East Stroudsburg.
Well, I think East Stroudsburg, their defense, they need to apply pressure to Shepherd because so far this year, the main fatal flaw of this Rams women's team has been their inability to keep the ball in their hands. A lot of turnovers from this team. And they need some secondary scoring options. We know there's going to be one player on the East Stroudsburg team that's going to be able to put up a lot of points, but it's going to be a lot harder if the defense can key in on her because her teammates around her aren't scoring the ball. And then when it comes to Shepherd, that one player, you got to get the ball out of the hands of Ryan Weesey. She is dangerous, and you got to make these other players on this team beat you. And then also, goes back to the other side of things, East Stroudsburg's probably going to pressure you. You got to limit the turnovers. Team has not been that bad in the half court, but it's been turnovers, especially leading up to that from full court presses, that have been the huge problem for them.
And for Shepherd?
That was for Shepherd.
Far out.
I did it all at once.
Now players keep an eye out for, players to look out for, brought to you by Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law, a full-service law firm helping individuals, families, and businesses with all their legal needs. They're at 224 West King Street in Martinsburg. Go to SuttonandJanelle.com quickly here as we got a minute or so left.
It's Ryan Weesey for East Stroudsburg, averaging 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists a game. And for Shepherd, it's Sydney Bowles. Hope she's back to 100% and she can lead this team in scoring like she has all year.
All right, well, that will do it for the Sunset Water countdown to tip-off. After this 2-minute break, we will have the starting lineup for you, turned into Shepherd Hoops on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
The The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 8 new providers at Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers and University Healthcare Physicians. Dr. Munib Malik, Nephrology. Neonatal Nurse Practitioner Antonia Montag. Dr. Janice McMillan, Endocrinology. Nurse Practitioner Kimberly Applegate, Infectious Disease. Nurse Practitioner Saba Ademe, Hospitalist. Certified Nurse Midwife Brianna Lilly. Physician's Assistant Skylar Sade, Family Medicine. Dr. Kelly Ash, Family Medicine OB. WVU Medicine, growing to meet the needs of our community.
Located at 4529 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, the Neon Moon Tavern has delicious food and cold beverages. Stop on in Mondays for some mayhem with us and Shepherd quarterback Tyson Bagent, or on Tuesday for some gourmet tacos. Wednesdays is whiskey and trivia night. Thursday is steak night. Fridays are dinner specials. Saturdays there's live music. And Sunday morning is brunch. We're open every day from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Call us at 304-260-4002 for takeout or stop on in to the Neon Moon Tavern.
Welcome back to the Butcher Center here on the campus of Shepherd University as National Anthem just concluded, and we'll get you ready here with the starting lineups brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester off Avenue in Martinsburg, or call 304-263-4343 so we get the starting lineups here. Trying to get the starters for East Stroudsburg, as they're not on the stat monitor at the moment. So I'm going to try and run down them as they come through. 12, 13. Dylan, can you write the numbers down and I'll give you Shepherd's lineup? How about that? That might help me. We'll start with Shepherd, number 4, the junior guard, transfer from CCBC, Kendall Haggerty, the 5'9" junior guard, and number 5, the freshman 5'6" guard from Plymouth, Maine, Peyton Grant. And number 20, the sophomore, 5'8" sophomore guard from Middletown, Maryland, Megan Shipley. Number 23, the lone senior on this team from 100, West Virginia, out of North Marion High School, the 5'11" senior forward, Kara Miner. To round out the lineup, number 33, the 5'9" sophomore out of Elkview, West Virginia, hailing from Charleston Catholic High School, the sophomore Sydney Bowles. And for East Stroudsburg, it'll be number 12, the 5'8" graduate guard from the transfer from LIU, Shayla Sanford. Number 13, the 6' sophomore guard from New York, 6' sophomore center, Kate Geisler. Number 14, the 5'8" graduate senior guard from LIU, transfer from LIU, Brooklyn, Ryan Weesey. Number 21, the 5'6" junior guard out of Pennsylvania, Carly Adams. And to round out the lineup, the 5'10" sophomore guard, transfer from Wagner College, number 24, Cassidy Saylor. As we get ready for things here, those were your starting lineups. Those were brought to you by the Marius Group. Dylan, we get close to tip-off here in the Butcher Center. Tip-off is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com for more.
I'm looking forward to this. Last year East Stroudsburg, like we mentioned in the pregame, was a really, sparse team from what they had the year prior when they went 20-10. But Ryan Weesey really carried the load last year, and it looks like she might have some more help due to their record now.
And the 2 transfers they get in this year, one from LIU and one from Wagner. But the tip goes back to Shepherd, and that's a 3 to start things off from Kara Miner. Get things going early here in the Butcher Center. 3-0 lead for the Shepherd Lady Rams. 9:43 left in the first quarter.
That's what she's done best her whole career. She's been struggling this year, only shooting 28% from 3, but that's her go-to. She is a sharpshooter, even if the numbers don't show it this year.
Passing down now over to Weesey. Her 3 is on the way, no good. Rebound there by Sydney Bowles. Bowles now gets past the timeline. She's now going to pass it to Miner. Miner's going to dribble drive through the lane, lay that one up, but she is fouled as she hits the bottom stanchion of the basket. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2 after making the 3 to start things off here tonight.
I like the aggression coming out so far. Getting the ball in the hands of Kara Miner. She's only been playing 22 minutes a game so far this year, even though she's been in the starting lineup.
And she is the leader for this team. One of the players that comes back with the most experience. And looking right there, that's only her second miss on a free throw. She was 10 for 11 coming into today's game.
Yeah, I mean, she's been getting
Nails
minutes.
The second one, 4-0.
She's been getting minutes since she was a freshman, and now she's the only senior on this team. So it's good for her to get going early.
Saylor now. That one's passed over to Sanford. Sanford now to Adams, to Weesey. Down low this time to Saylor. Her shot is stuck in the crevice between the black backboard and the basket there, and the rim.
I mean, it's a jump ball, and the arrow goes the way of...
And they got to get it out somehow, and they get it out with the
There you go.
mop.
I guess they really do have Weesey do it all. She pulled it out there. She leads the team in points, rebounds, and assists, and now she leads them in mop assists. So get in there.
She will inbound the basketball here. She gets that one down low to Saylor, but it's tipped going into her hands. She's going to put that one up and no good. Rebounded by Miner. And she gets it pushed out, but it'll still remain Shepherd basketball here.
Promising start so far. East Stroudsburg not going out with a full court press from the beginning of the game like some teams have done so far against this team.
Now over to Shipley. Shipley gets the screen. She comes back to the free throw line, extended. She lays that one up and off the board, no good. Off the backboard, no good. Almost rebounded by Miner, but she's unable to get it. It's going back the other way now to Weesey.
Tough shot.
Weesey dribble drives in, now passes over to Sanford. Sanford's shot is no good, rebounded by Bowles. Going back the other way now is Shepherd. Bowles fakes a 3, and now over to Haggerty. Haggerty now to Miner. Miner looking for somewhere to go with it on offense. She pops up a 3, and that's good. Kara Miner 7, East Stroudsburg nothing. A 7-0 lead for the Shepherd Lady Rams coming out here hot early.
Already passed her season average, only averaging 6 points a game.
Another jump ball, and that will go to Shepherd.
There we go. This is good. A great start so far. Good defense, great shooting from Kara Miner. Really like what I'm seeing so far.
First quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Brown Funeral Home and Cremations. Robert Fields and Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home, proudly serving the area since 1880. Also on TV 10 by CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA moving lives forward. Miner goes in to lay that one up, and it's off the rim, no good. 7:42 remaining in the first quarter, going back the other way now. Over to Saylor. Excuse me, that's Adams. Now in the corner to Sanford. Now down low to Saylor. Saylor from the free throw line extended. That one's straight through. 7-2 now is the score after a 7-0 run by the Lady Rams.
Feels like East Stroudsburg has been passing up a lot of three-pointers so far. This is not a team that shoots a lot of them outside of Weesey.
Miner, another 3. That one's off the front of the iron, no good. That would have been amazing. That would have been 3 threes so far. Ball down low now, and it's coming out to the top of the key. Now to Saylor. Saylor coming through the lane, guarded by Bowles, and Bowles fouls him. Shepherd will get 2 subs in here. At the time they allow them in, I'm not sure they're going to allow them. They will allow them now. as Minor and Bowles come out. Coming in is Madison Mertz and Marisha Miller, excuse me. Ball inbounded now, a three coming from Weesey, and that's good. Makes it now a 2-point game, 7-5.
She's dangerous. She's done a lot of off-ball movement so far. That's going to be tough to defend against.
Shipley now with the basketball. She gets the screen from Miller. She pops a shot. That one's through. Makes it 9-5 here, 6:41 remaining in the first quarter. Down low now, this time to the sub and Izzy Vogel.
Now, Vogel coming off the bench for the Warriors, but she started 13 of their 15 games so far this year, so it's an interesting change of pace.
Coach Kaufman continues to go in the bench early. Aubrey Austin comes in with, I believe, Haggerty coming out there.
And Haggerty had, she's been an interesting point for this team so far this year. Shooting a lot of three-pointers. Not a lot of them have gone in so far this year. But she's going to continue to take those. Hopefully she can get on a hot streak.
At the line is Vogel. First one is up and no good. Second free throw coming here. That one is straight through. Makes it 9-6 here, not 6:30 left in the first quarter. Shipley brings the basketball up at the top of the key, hands that one off to Grant. Now over to Mertz. Mertz down to Grant. Grant's going to dribble drive through the lane and lay that one up and no good. Rebounded by Caitlin Martin, who's in the basketball game now. Popped the shot from Weesey is no good from three, but a rebound there. That's by Vogel, and Vogel gets fouled again. She goes to the line once again.
We've already seen some problems this year for Shepherd when they've gotten into the bench, and it's going to be even harder if your starters are getting into foul trouble. You're going to have to do even more of that.
First shot coming from Vogel. That one rims out, no good. Second free throw on the way, and that one's straight through, just like before. Makes 1 out of 2. Now it's 9-7 the score. 6 minutes remaining in this first quarter.
It's a 7-2 run. Got to be careful.
Down low now to Shipley. Shipley's got nowhere to go with it. She's got to do something with it. She now passes over to Mertz. Mertz now tries to go dribble, drive through the lane, and lay that one. It's blocked. That's blocked by Vogel. Vogel into this game right now a lot. Now a pop three from Weesey. That one's off the mark, no good. Rebound fought for and grabbed by Sanford. Now back to Weesey. Now over to Adams. Back to Weesey. She's trying to set up the screen from Martin. She gets the screen. She dribble drives through the lane, lays that one up and in. We got a tie ball game at 9. 5:24 remaining in this first quarter.
Here they go to
Shipley
push the pace.
Shipley's going to push the pace, lay that one up, no good. Miller there for the board. Back to Shipley. Shipley now to Mertz. Mertz now back to Shipley at the top of the key. Dribble driving through the lane. She's going to turn around jumper. That's no good. Rebounded by Martin. Going back the other way now is Weesey. Weesey now over to Vogel. Vogel's shot is up and around, no good. Rebounded by Mertz. Mertz now going to slow things down. She's going to get to the top of the key, set up the offense, pass it down low. The free throw line extended to Shipley, who's going to pass it to Austin. Austin's going to spin around in the lane, and that shot's no good, but she's fouled going up for the shot. So we'll see Aubrey Austin at the free throw line.
Austin's usage so far this year has been pretty interesting. So we get a timeout.
Yeah, we've got a timeout here. We'll take one with them. We'll be back here in 30 seconds. You're tuned in to Shepherd Women's Hoops on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 30 seconds. Welcome back to the Butcher Center here on the campus of Shepherd University. Game tied up at 9 here. Stat Track has it at 10-9. East Stroudsburg on top, but it is 9-9 here in the arena. Dylan, it was a hot start to get things going for Shepherd, and now they've cooled down a little bit. What do they need to do to continue here with a good streak?
I think they need to get out in transition, try to get some easy baskets whenever possible. And then you just need to slow things down and get into their offensive sets. Try to, again, set up some easy baskets for their players. That, like you said, there isn't really anyone on this team that is used to being the primary scorer, so they need to manufacture points where they can.
Tie ball game here at 9, 4:35 remaining in the first quarter. As we return to action here, it'll be Aubrey Austin at the charity stripe, and her now in her 6th game for the Rams. She is just one of 2. She came in as a transfer in the 2nd academic semester of the 2022-2023 academic year. First shot from her is up and no good, off the mark.
And what I was going to say before our break there, her usage has been interesting because in her very first extended action, she led the team in points, but is still, after 5 games, only seeing 15 minutes a game.
Second shot is through. Makes it 10-9 in favor of the Rams now. Excuse me, that's not Weesey. I was going to say it was Weesey, but that's actually Adams now. Now over to Weesey, and she double dribbles there.
Wow.
This will be a turnover.
Been a bit of a slow start for her. And she's up to 5 points, but it hasn't. They've been able to get the ball out of her hands a good bit, which is good if they can get someone else in this team going. Makes it a lot easier for her.
And that's Shipley. Excuse me, no, that's Mertz. Mertz goes through the lane, and that's no good. But she's fouled.
It was a nice aggressive drive to the lane there to be able to get.
Shipley's on the bench now, getting a little breather with Bowles back in.
And Mertz took it to the hole and got herself to the line. That's another way to get easy points up on the board.
Mertz, best free thrower on this team. She makes that one now, is 28 of 33 on the season. When it comes to numbers, she doesn't have the best. She is like the 3rd best percentage.
She's made the most
free throws. She misses that one though. 11-9 is the score. Going back the other way now is East Stroudsburg. It's the 3rd rebound for Vogel on that one. Now driving through the lane. The shot's blocked. I believe that is Corin Gill. Yes, it is.
Good job by Miller on that block. They need that presence down low, defense and offense.
4 minutes remaining and down low now. This one to Vogel. Shots rejected. Rebound now coming by Bowles. Now over to Mertz. Mertz now with Minor back in the game. We'll pass it to her. She's going to go now over to Austin. Austin's going to dribble, drive through the lane, put that shot up, and that's through. They're going to say it's not, though. It's a jump ball. I don't know how you call a jump ball on that.
Jump ball.
How do you call a jump ball on that?
I guess there was some more extended than usual action on the.
I don't even know what's going. Nobody knew what was going on here. That was clear.
The possession arrow was to East Stroudsburg, so they eventually figured out that's where the ball should go if the call is jump ball. But that was a pretty, let's call it curious, jump ball call.
I don't know about these PSAC officials. Shot coming through there by Sailors, no good. Rebounded going the other way now is Mertz. Mertz now to Grant, over to Austin. Austin now to Bowles. She'll stutter step. She'll turn around jumper, and that's through. 13-9 now in favor of the Lady Rams with 3 minutes left in this first quarter.
There we go, back in action, starting for the first time since her injury. Hopefully she can do more of that going forward.
Now over to Adams. Adams at the top of the key trying to figure out where to go with it. She's going to dribble drive through the lane. She'll pass this one off to Sanford. Sanford's shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Bowles. Bowles now the other way. Over to Minor. Minor now trying to decide what to do with it. She will pass over to Austin, but it's taken away there by Gill. Gill going back the other way will slow it down now. And the ball is kicked. I believe it was kicked, but it went back to the other side. It's going to go out of play. It will be actually off Gill. They were thinking it was off Grant, and now the referees are speaking with one another. And they'll change the call.
I say it's a pretty confused look on the face of Gill.
I think these last couple of minutes, a lot of people have been confused with these calls. But now it's at the top of the key. Ball now over to Saylor. Down low, she'll lay that one all up and in. 13-11 is the score. 2 minutes remaining, about 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Now over to Minor. Now to Grant. Back to Minor at the top of the key, trying to set up the offense. She'll dribble drive through the lane. She'll pass this one off to Bowles. Bowles now going to dribble drive in herself and ball off the leg of the defender.
Really good defense there by Sanford, though. Didn't fall for the ball fake from Bowles. Knew that she was going to go to her left.
Ball inbounded now, this time to Grant. Now over to Mertz. Back to Grant. Gets the screen from Minor.
Gotta shoot it.
And going to be a turnover there. Scrum down low now. A shot coming. We'll fake the shot. And then the shot comes from Sanford is good. Tie ball game here, 1:30 left in the first quarter.
That's a great pass. About to take the shot, and you see that your teammate's even more open.
Yeah. That steal, though, before was credited by Casey Adams, who had the assist. Grant now with it. Trying to set something up. She passes over to Bowles. We're going to get an off-ball foul here. I believe on Minor. No, it'll be on Cassidy Saylor.
As I say, the team they weren't going the other way with it, so
Shipley checks back into the ball game, this time for Grant. Mixing up the lines is Coach Kaufman today.
Yep, seeing what lineouts work best. Haven't seen much of Jordan Carr at all yet. She's been pretty good off the bench since she's come back from her injury.
Shipley now back to Mertz. Her shot is up and no good. Excuse me, that was Bowles. Ball out of play. It will be Stroudsburg ball. Yeah, it's kind of curious, Dylan, because Carr's only played 7 games this year.
Yeah, she started off with, I believe, a hand or a wrist injury. I know at the beginning of the year she was in street clothes with her hand in a cast or a brace of sorts. But it's good to see that wasn't a long-term injury, and now she's back on the court. She's been pretty impressive when she's gotten on the court.
Now ball over to Gill. Gill's going to pass it over to Weesey. Weesey back to Gill. She'll dribble drive through the lane. That one's blocked by Minor, and it'll go off of Gill. So it'll be Shepherd basketball.
There we go.
Here with 43.6 seconds left in the first quarter.
So Kara Minor, she's not the tallest, not the biggest center that you'll see in the PSAC, but she's got those long arms that really help her block
Shipley
shots.
takes it all the way down the lane, and she travels. Took that extra step.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. And Dylan, only one player inactive for Shepherd. That is De'Ara Hairston, undisclosed injury here. But it's good to see a majority of the team healthy right now.
Yeah, they got Bowles back. You got Carr back. It's good to see. Hopefully that'll keep up.
Now down low. This time a shot coming. That from Gwen Sabato. That's good. A 15-13 lead for East Stroudsburg here with 14 seconds remaining. Minor has it. She passes this one to Shipley. Shipley with 8. Shot clock is off. 7, 6, 5, 4. And she's going to travel twice, 2 possessions in a row. Don't know if that was a travel necessarily, Dylan.
I guess it depends on when the gather particularly came. The spins are kind of difficult sometimes because you can spin. If you don't pick up the dribble at the exact right time, you can get that extra step in that goes along, makes it a third.
Ball in possession of Weesey with 2 and 1. She'll take the shot. That's no good. Score after the first quarter. East Stroudsburg 15, Shepherd 13. We'll head to the second quarter after this 1-minute break. You're tuned in to Shepherd Hoops on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 1 minute.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
WVU Heart and Vascular Institute offers world-class heart care close to home. Our board-certified physicians are performing groundbreaking procedures using cutting-edge techniques, and that's why we're expanding our services to every corner of our region, so you don't have to travel far to receive the great specialty care you deserve close to home. We're now accepting new patients at all 4 convenient locations in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, Shepherdstown, and Winchester. WVU Heart and Vascular Institute, world-class heart care close to home.
Welcome back here to the Butcher Center on the campus of Shepherd University. Excuse us for these technical issues. Hopefully they're fixed. Don't know what happened there. But we're back here as we start the second quarter with East Stroudsburg on top, 15-13 over Shepherd. And, you know, for all intents and purposes, not a horrible quarter for Shepherd. They came out hot, kind of went down midway through the quarter, but only a 2-point deficit here heading into the second frame.
Yeah, East Stroudsburg started turning on halfway through that quarter after Shepherd started out 7-0. But there's a lot of things to like from that quarter, especially early on.
Ball now over to Haggerty. Haggerty dribble drives to the lane, lays that one up and in. We've got a tie ball game here, 9:48 left in the first half.
And Peyton Grant's been making most of her shots from 3, but that's so it's good to see her getting some shots up and in from 2-point range.
Shot going back the other way though for East Stroudsburg, and now it's 17-15 here. Mertz with the board, Mertz now bringing it up. It was Vogel with the layup. Down now in to Bowles. Bowles will dribble drive through the lane, turnaround shot is no good. Ball fought for and got by Vogel. That one is an errant pass, and it'll be out of play. It'll be Shepherd basketball here.
A little turnaround kind of move from Bowles has done her pretty well all year. That one didn't go in, but she's shown that she has some game to score off the dribble and create her own shots, which is something this team desperately needs.
Ball now for Shepherd down to Haggerty, down to Miller. Miller's layup is no good. She gets her own board, but ball comes out of the hands, and that's Haggerty on the ground. But do they call that a jump ball? Yeah.
I believe so. Tough break. East Stroudsburg getting 2 jump balls in a row because of the end of the quarter.
Now coming down the court is Adams. Adams passes it over to Sanford. Now down low this time to Weesey. Weesey's shot is batted around, pass is batted around. Over to Adams, now to Vogel. Back to Weesey. And a shot coming down low from Sanford, but she's fouled.
You can see Shepherd, for the most part, letting these players on the Warriors be out by the 3-point line, able to have open 3-pointers, but they're not taking them. There's only 3 players on East Stroudsburg that attempt more than 1 3-pointer a game.
The first shot there coming from Sanford is up and good. It makes it 18-15.
Sanford is one of them, but she's only 9 of 37 from 3 on the year, 24%.
Second shot is up and good from Sanford, makes it a 4-point lead for the Warriors. 19-15 here, 8:20 left in the first half. Ball now for Shepherd. And a 3 coming on the way. That's through for Mertz. Now it's only a 1-point game, 19-18. One rattled around and finally went through.
Bank's still open.
Now over to Vogel. Vogel now tried to dribble drive through, but the ball came out of her hand, so it'll be a turnover. Now Shepherd has a chance to take advantage of this turnover. Into Mertz. Mertz now back to Grant. Gets across the timeline. Now back to Mertz. She'll dribble drive through the lane, lay that shot up, and it rolls around. No good. And it's rebounded by East Stroudsburg. That's coming down low. Now a shot coming from Adams. That's no good. It rolls out and will roll off the hands of Bowles. Shipley coming back in for Bowles. And again, we're seeing this rotating kind of line to see which players work well with each other on the court tonight for the Lady Rams. Ball down low. That shot is good.
Just lost track of your man on the inbounds.
Demircian, I believe, is. Or no, was that Katie Geisler? That was. Shot coming from three. The bank is still open for Mertz. Ties the ball game up at 21 here. 7:12 left in the first half.
Well, we just hit 6 o'clock, so we'll see if she's still making those shots.
And you looked at the time for that, Dylan. It was exactly as the clock struck 6 o'clock.
Yeah, she got in there at the last minute.
Now over to Adams. Adams now passes it to Sanford. Sanford now back to Adams. Back to Sanford. She thinks about the three, but she travels.
There we go. Got some offensive momentum going. East Stroudsburg's kind of had a tough time finding points on offense. So really, Shepherd's been packing the paint in because the Warriors don't really shoot three-pointers, and they've continued that trend.
And when they
tonight.
shoot, they're not accurate so far. Only one three-pointer has gone through, I believe, for them. Miller's shot is no good. She gets the board after it rattles around. That one in and out, no good. And Haggerty nearly gets the ball, but it comes off her hands and out of bounds. So turnover as we've got player checking in for East Stroudsburg. I believe that is Gwen Sabato. Second quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Orsini's Home Store, not just appliance store any longer. 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at Orsini's.com. Get you the second one here momentarily. It's now over to Adams. Adams now to Sabato. Sabato down low to Weesey. Then Sabato's shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Mertz. Mertz now is going to slow it down. She's going to pass to Shipley. Now back to Mertz. Over to Haggerty. Haggerty is going to dribble drive, pass it over to Shipley. Shipley now to Haggerty. Now over to Mertz.
Get in the paint.
Mertz now is going to lay up a shot, but she's fouled right as the shot clock was expiring. Second quarter also brought to you on TV 10 by the Skinner Law Firm, injury and consumer rights lawyers. Call 304-245-6613. Go to SkinnerFirm.com. And Mertz at the line.
They got bailed out with that foul because that was not a good offensive possession at all. That was just essentially just dribbling around the three-point arc, not getting any open shots.
Her first shot rolls around and goes in.
It's been a heck of a game so far for Madison Mertz.
Yeah. Shepherd takes the lead at 22-21. I believe, but they don't have it up on the scoreboard. Yeah, they do now.
Yeah, hopefully.
Second shot's no good. Remains 22-21 here with 5:35 left. Down low this time to Geisler. She is fouled, score the field goal. She'll go to the line to attempt to make it a three-point play.
It's tough as soon as you get that lead back to give up a...
Miller checks out as
such a motivating
Minor
play.
checks in. Aubrey Austin also checks in along with Sydney Bowles. Checking out as Haggerty, Miller, and Grant for the Rams. First, the and one attempt, no good. And it'll remain East Stroudsburg's possession after ball hit off the hand of...
No, they're going down.
Or no, they're going to go... I thought that was off the hand of Bowles.
I thought it was too. I like this lineup in theory.
Yeah.
With Mertz, Austin, Bowles, Minor, and Shipley. Let's see how this plays out.
Bowles now with the basketball, comes out to the three-point line in the corner over to Austin. Austin gets the screen from Minor. Back to Minor now. Minor behind the three-point line, and she'll pop the shot. That one is no good. But Mertz got the rebound just too strong. Did not even hit the glass. Now it's Weesey. Weesey now to Sabato. Sabato now to Adams. Adams down low, this time to Saylor. Her shot is up and good. Makes it 25-22. East Stroudsburg's on top.
This 2-3 zone that the Rams are playing, there is some soft spots in the zone that you can find. It looks like East Stroudsburg is starting to get better at doing that.
Shipley to Bowles. Bowles turnaround jumper. That's no good. Rebounded by Sabato. 4:30 remaining in the first half. Trying to set up the offense as we see now over to Adams. Now over to Giesler. That shot's no good, rebounded by Austin. Austin, I think, got away with the travel there.
I was going to say, she nearly did.
Passed it over to Shipley, gets the ball back now beyond the arc. She's going to pass it into Bowles. Bowles will dribble drive through the lane. The shot's blocked. Rebound got by Adams. Adams now finds a wide open three-pointer. That one from Weesey.
That's the one player on this team you can't leave uncovered from three. 28-22. We'll step aside for a 30-second break. You're tuned in to Shepherd Hoops on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 30.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back here to the Butcher Center on the campus of Shepherd University. A 6-point deficit for the Lady Rams here. 3:47 left in the first half. After this full timeout here in Dillon, Shepherd's been kind of still in this game, but it's now a 6-point deficit.
Yeah, that last three-pointer there from Weesey for the Warriors really feels like it was a great timing on that timeout. But it's just a few too many turnovers. Still been tough to get things going on offense. Only at 22 points here, over halfway through the second quarter. They need to find ways. Sydney Bowles has been trying to get back into a rhythm coming off of her injury. Shots just haven't fallen for her so far, but she needs to keep it up. She's getting good looks, some that she's made earlier in this season. Just as she gets back into a rhythm, they'll start to go in again.
Shepherd will have the basketball. It'll be Grant inbounding to Shipley. Shipley now passes it off to Grant. Grant now back to Shipley. Back to Grant. She loses possession momentarily. Now to Minor. Minor now to Austin. Austin down low to Minor. She retains possession, tries to put that one up, no good. She hits her on the board. Ball is blocked, could have been called a foul. Going back now the other way. That one is Sanford now, and a shot coming from Weesey again, and back-to-back threes nailed by Sanford. Now it's a 9-point deficit.
She's heating up.
31-22, 3 minutes left in this first half, and this seems to be the typical this year, the separating point for the Rams.
Yeah, it's never just really been out from the gate quarter one. This team goes down by a lot. It seems like
second, third,
fourth, even fourth quarter.
Austin now with it back to Minor. She'll pop a three, and that one rolls around no good, but rebound was in the hands of Haggerty, but got taken away.
Turnovers.
Going back the other way now. It'll be over to Adams. Now to Poland. A three on the way from Weesey. That's no good. That would have been killer if she had 9 straight points. 2:21 left in this first half. Shipley will dribble drive through the lane. No good. Shot. And they're going to call the ball out on We'll change the call again. This is the multiple calls now that have been changed after speaking with the referees.
It did.
After the referees meeting.
That does seem like the right call in the end.
It does, but they've changed the calls a couple times so far.
Right, yeah. It hasn't always gotten it there on the first try.
We see another three. That one's no good. Out of play, and it will go to Shepherd's way.
She's really trying to get herself going from the three-point line now. Weesey is. Again, she's shooting 52% from threes, which is absolutely insane, especially on the volume that she has, taking about 6 of them per game.
Now it's Grant. 1:53 remaining. Down low to Minor. Minor's layup is good.
This team needs
31-24.
Needs someone that can make passes like that.
Now 9 points for Minor. It's over to Weesey. Now back to Adams. Back to Weesey. She'll dribble, drive through the lane. She'll pass it over. A three coming from Sanford's no good. Rebounded by Shipley. Shipley and a travel on the pass to Grant. And these are things just a young team is not going to make in a couple years. Those mistakes, those little mistakes.
Yeah, or at the very least you would hope. She just kind of rushed that one, bobbled the exchange there. She caught it and tried to rush the shot up because she had some space.
Now over to Adams. Weesey thought about the three, dribble drives to the lane, now over to Sabato. Her three is on the way, no good. We're under a minute left in this first half. That is now over to Shipley, to Austin, now to Grant, to Minor. Minor thinks about dribble driving through the lane. She does, but loses her dribble. Back to Austin. She'll pop a three, and that one's no good. As Shipley tried to fight for the rebound, but it goes out of play off of her. Will be East Stroudsburg possession. 34.6 seconds left in the first half. As returning to the lineup is Giesler. Coming out now is Sabato.
Hold for kind of the last shot here.
About
just
four and a half seconds between shot and game clock here.
They don't look like they're...
Weesey now trying to set up the offense. She'll hand this one off to Sanford. Now in the corner to Poland. Poland now has nowhere to go with it. Back to Sanford. To Weesey. Down low now to Adams, who puts up the layup, and that's good. 33-24. As time expires, they're going to get the shot off, but it's going to go nowhere. So at the half, it's East Stroudsburg 33 and Shepherd 24. We'll take a 2-minute break, and we'll get the Mansion Ferretti halftime show started. After this 2-minute break, you're tuned in to Shepherd Hoops on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Welcome back to the Butcher Center here on the campus of Shepherd University. Halftime. It's time for the Mansion Ferretti halftime show, brought to you by Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. To go to wvjusticelawyers.com. And Dylan, looking at the scoring so far, obviously East Stroudsburg on top 33-24. And it's really just the fact that Shepherd is 8 of 28 and 13 for 32 is East Stroudsburg. Obviously a few more, but 28.6 to 40.6. It's a 12% difference.
Yeah, it's been tough so far. It's been pretty hard for the Rams to get things going on the offensive end. Really early on, you saw a lot of early scoring from Kara Minor, and then Madison Mertz got herself a few three-pointers in for herself. They have made 4 3-pointers based off from those two players, but they only have a total of 8 makes. So half of them, they have made just as many 2-pointers in that half as they did 3-pointers. So they're going to have to find a way to manufacture shots. Kara Minor, 3 of 8 from the floor. Sydney Bowles, 1 of 4. She's been trying to find her shots, but it hasn't been as successful as usual so far in her first game back in the starting lineup, since her sprained ankle caused her to miss 3 games and then come off the bench for a 4th. So they're just going to have to find a way to get that offense going. Aubrey Austin only shot 1 shot in that half. Maybe you can get some more attempts up for her. She did lead the team in scoring the first time she saw more than just a handful of minutes in a game here at the Butcher Center 2 weeks ago. So we'll see what sort of adjustments they can make, and they got to make sure that Ryan Weesey does not get hot in the second half like she did at the end of the first half.
Yeah, she hit 2 threes there late, and she's got 12 points to lead the team. 5 points for Izzy Vogel off the bench. 4 points for Sanford and Giesler. 4 points for Saylor as well. 2 points for Sabato and Adams. And over for Shepherd, it's Kara Minor leading the way with 9 points, nearly 3 points over her average. And then 8 points for Madison Mertz off the bench. And then it goes all the way down to 2 points. 2 points for Bowles, 2 points for Shipley, 2 points for Grant, and 1 point for Aubrey Austin. But that will do it here for us. When we step aside for this break, we'll have a scoreboard update from Colin McLaughlin back in the studio. It'll be after this 2-minute break. You're tuned in to Shepherd Hoops on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. You'll hear from Colin in 2 minutes.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsini's.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
Welcome into the Mountaineer Pub halftime scoreboard show, brought to you by the Mountaineer Pub, located at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway in Martinsburg. I'm Colin McLaughlin for TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. At the half, the East Shepherd Rams trail East Stroudsburg by a score of 33-24. Let's get some other scores around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Also at the half, between Kutztown and Mansfield, it's Kutztown up by 10, 34-24. Also at the half, it is Clarion currently leading IUP at the half. That one is getting ready to start the third quarter. At halftime, it is Gannon 43, Millersville 25. 9:07 to go. Started the third quarter already underway between Mercyhurst and California University of Pennsylvania. Those two tied up at 30 apiece. And in the second quarter, at halftime now, it's Bloomsburg 36, Shippensburg 34. Third quarter underway between Westchester and Lockhaven. 8:43 to go. It's 29-22, Westchester in the lead. And at halftime, it is Edinboro on the road leading Slippery Rock 34-29. That's your scores in women's basketball for the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Men's games later on today. We'll have the men's game for Shepherd against East Stroudsburg at the end of this women's game. It'll be on a different YouTube stream if you're tuned in on YouTube, so you'll have to switch over. As well as on the PSAC Digital Network, it will be a different stream for TV10. It'll be the same, but that'll do it for the Mountaineer Pub and one halftime scoreboard show. I'm Colin McLaughlin. We'll now take another 2-minute commercial break. On the other side of that break, you'll hear from Spencer Dupuis and Dylan Bishop with the call of the second half as East Stroudsburg leads Shepherd 33-24.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
We're all familiar with the phrase, size matters, and sometimes it does. Sometimes you want a bigger home, a car, a bigger chainsaw or boat, and yes, a bigger diamond. And sometimes it's not about size, S-I-Z-E, at all. It's about size, S-I-G-H-S. Hi, I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers. Yes, those size matter. That's what your holiday gift is about. Not how big the box is or how big the gift is. Instead, do you hear those precious sighs when she opens it? That sweet sound? That says, I love it, or I can't believe you got this for me, or how did you know, or this is way too much. All of which means it's perfect. I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South in Inwood. For that gift, come to Bechtel Jewelers. From diamonds to silver, rubies to emeralds, pendants to hoop earrings. Why a gift from our store? Really, it's simple, because does matter.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome back to the Butcher Center here on the campus of Shepherd University as we get ready to start the second half, as it's 33-24 in favor of East Stroudsburg over Shepherd on the women's basketball side of things. Men's basketball will get started around 7:30. It'll be approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of this women's game here, Dylan, but it's a 9-point lead for East Stroudsburg. What does Shepherd need to do to keep itself in this ballgame?
They need to limit the turnovers, for sure. That's going to be a big part of it. And then they need to make sure that they can manufacture some offense that they haven't really been able to get going so far. Only 24 points in that half. It's been a tough stretch for them. Sydney Bowles hasn't been able to create off the dribble like she has for a good bit of this season. And coming back from her injury. So they're going to have to find ways to get some more open looks from three like they did early in the game for Kara Miner and Madison Mertz. See if they can continue their good shooting from behind the three-point line.
And what is East Stroudsburg going to need to do tonight, or excuse me, in the second half to keep things away from the Rams?
Well, they're going to have to keep things going with Ryan Weesey, try to get her some open looks because she has been the go-to scorer for them all year, and kind of, she had 2 straight three-pointers at one point in that half, and that was the majority of her scoring for the entire game. She had an early three-pointer as well. 12 points total for this game, when she's averaging 17.5 per contest. So she's above her season. She's on pace to be above her season average for this game. But they got to keep finding her looks, but also need to spread things around, find the holes in that 2-3 defense for the Shepherd.
Here as we're approaching the start of the second half, how will we do this? Colin, we'll take a 1-minute break. And on the other side of that break, we'll get you set for the second half. You're tuned in to Shepherd Women's Hoops on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. A minute break. Back in the studio, Colin.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Welcome back here to the Butcher Center on the campus of Shepherd University. Apparently cameraman Nick tonight, you'll hear from him in the second game. He wants to get a pic with the Ram mascot that's down there.
JC the Ram, yeah. So, I mean, everyone wants a pic of JC, you know? He's down there in the corner. If you're you see, it's hard to get a shot from there, but, you know, he's down there. It's Spirit Night here at the Butcher Center.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So they gotta break out JC for a nice appearance.
All right,
a rare appearance at the basketball games. You don't see him a lot.
Yeah. We get ready for the second half. Shout out our crew tonight. Back in the studio, you hear from him just a few minutes ago. Colin McLaughlin, cameraman tonight. Our intern, Gerald Wright, down on the behind the basket. Nick over here to the left. Nick Verzlini, you heard from him in the second game. And running our main camera tonight, John Alderton. I'm Spencer Dupuy, joined alongside Dylan Bishop. Happy to have you with us for this PSAC conference action here from the Butcher Center in Shepherdstown, West Virginia. 33-24. East Stroudsburg on top of Shepherd as we begin the second half, third quarter underway. with Shepherd with possession. Ball's now over to Bowles. Bowles over to Minor. Same starting five that started the beginning of the game. Bowles now gets the screen, and her three is up, and it rolls out.
That's a tough roll.
It's just like none of these shots are wanted to go in by the scoring gods, I guess.
Yeah, it feels like there's a little in the basket tonight.
On both sides for Shepherd. For Shepherd. I don't know. A lot of them going up and around, but here now it's East Stroudsburg possession. Ball now over to Saylor. That shot's no good. And a turnover. Or excuse me, no, it's got back by East Stroudsburg. That is Weesey here. Shot clock dwindling down 6 and 5 and 4 and 3. Now a spot up shot from Saylor. That's no good. That's rebounded by Minor. Minor now at the top, or excuse me, Shipley at the top of the key over to Bowles. Bowles dribble drives through the lane. That one's out of play. It'll remain Shepherd basketball.
And again, we're about a minute and a half into this third quarter. No points up on the board for either team.
Haggerty gets it in to Minor. Now over to Grant. Grant to Shipley. Gets to the screen from Minor. She'll dribble drive in. She'll take the shot from the free throw line. No good. Going back the other way is Weesey. Weesey has the ball taken away. Ball now in possession of the Rams with Minor has it. Now over to Bowles. Bowles over to Minor. Back to Bowles. She'll dribble drive through the lane. Put the shot up. It's blocked. Out of play off Haggerty.
It's just, there's so much that can go wrong on the offensive end, whether it's ball handling or shooting, just not getting your offense going. You got to find some way to get some points up on the board.
Now ball's over to Adams. Adams takes the shot, and that's good. First points of the second half. Over 2 minutes into this quarter, 35-24. Quarter brought to you in part on TV 10 by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com for more. Get you the second one later. Shipley back to Minor. Minor now over to Shipley. She'll dribble drive now over to Grant from three, and that one straight through. 35-27's now the score as Grant gets into the scoring column today. Her first points, she had 2. So now she's up to 5 points.
There you go. The three-point shots weren't falling for her in the first half like they have all year. But hopefully that's a sign of things to come for the rest of this game.
Shot looked to be coming there from Saylor, but it didn't, and it's a turnover. Now that's Grant with the basketball. Now to Shipley. Shipley gets the screen from Bowles. Back to Bowles. She thinks about the three. Decides against it. Dribble drives in past the Minor. She'll shoot the three, and that's straight through. Minor now up to 12 points. And Shepherd within 5.
There we go. That's how they need to get back into this. If they can get those threes to keep falling, they need offense somehow.
3 of 6 beyond the arc is Minor today. Ball down low, and that one goes in from Giesler, and we've got a timeout taken by East Stroudsburg. We'll be back after this 30-second break. You're tuned into Shepherd Hoops on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. East Stroudsburg up 37-30. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
To the Butcher Center here on the campus of Shepherd University. 7-point difference here as the Lady Rams are you can't count them out of it yet, Dylan. It's 37-36, 22 left in the third. Third quarter also sponsored on TV 10 by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361, Dylan. And it's the 3-point, which could get Shepherd into this, keep them within this game.
Yeah, they're making a lot of three-pointers tonight, and it's really mostly been on the back of Kara Miner, who this entire season so far has only been shooting 28.6% from behind the three-point line. But I look at that numbers, and obviously don't get to see every second of every game, but I don't understand how it's that low, because she's been a great three-point shooter her entire career, and she's showing that off tonight.
Off-ball foul, it appears. No, maybe it was. It looks like it's on Adams. But it'll remain Shepherd ball under the basket. Haggerty has to get this one in. She gets this one into Grant in the nick of time. She's going to pass it to Mertz. Mertz gets fouled again.
Yep.
That's going to be this time on Cassidy Saylor.
Well, Mertz has been a foul magnet tonight, it seems like. Gotten to the line. Just hard, aggressive drives with the ball when she gets it in her hands.
Mertz now will inbound it to Grant. Stop, fake the shot. Now to Mertz. Now to Shipley at the free throw line extended. She'll dribble, drive in, and she'll get fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two.
So there we go. That's the way to do things. The two most efficient shots outside of just a shot right at the rim in basketball are the three-pointer and the free throw. You see that's a guy like James Harden, that's all he does in the NBA. That's what he made his career off of, getting 30 points a night, especially when he was in Houston. He would get to the rim, he would shoot threes, and he would get to the line.
First shot is up and good, makes it 37-31, 5:51 to go in the third. Second shot is up, straight through. So now 5-point ball game here, 37-32, under 5:50 to go in this quarter. Adams has the basketball. She passes over to Sanford. Sanford down low to Weesey. Weesey now over to Adams. Adams stuck in the corner, but they're going to get the foul on Mertz.
You don't want to give those.
She kind of ran into that foul.
She kind of did.
Kind of her position, and then she just ran into it. She couldn't really avoid that. In the corner now from Weesey, a three. That one's off the mark, no good. But Vogel crashed the board. She gets the rebound, puts up the shot. She's fouled. She'll go to the line.
That was a good inbounds play by East Stroudsburg to get Weesey open. That is, like I said earlier, the one person on this team that you do not want to leave open from three-point line is Ryan Weesey.
First shot from Vogel is up and good. Makes it 38-32. Vogel is now 4 of 5 from the charity stripe. Make that 5 of 6. Makes it 39-32. Mertz with the basketball, trying to set up the offense. She passes it off to Haggerty. Now over to Shipley. Shipley now is going to pass it off to Grant. A long three coming from Peyton Grant. That's no good. Vogel in great position for the rebound. She'll get the board and it'll go the other way.
It's closer to being in than I thought it would be at first glance.
Weesey now passes it for a three. Well, it looked like it was a pass, but it was a deep three. That's no good.
Rushed.
Now over to Shipley, and Shipley will get it to Mertz from the free throw line. That's no good. Narisha Miller with the board. The harm. She'll go to the charity stripe to shoot two.
I'd like to see that coming into this game. Narisha Miller actually led the team in free throw attempts. Only shooting 52.8% though.
We've reached the media timeout here. We'll step aside for a 30-second break here. You're tuned in to PSAC Hoops on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 30 seconds.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Welcome back here to the Butcher Center on the campus of Shepherd University. East Stroudsburg on top, 39-32 in this one, 4:46 remaining in the third quarter. And right there you just saw Chauncey Wimbush. He'll be on the Sports Mix tomorrow at 12:15. Talk about the new addition to the athletic department as they've hired a new assistant athletic director for external affairs in Tim Ziegler. And he is no stranger to Shepherd University and the Eastern Panhandle. Assistant men's basketball coach at one point.
I'm very interested to hear what Chauncey says about that tomorrow.
And I'm assuming it might actually be him right next to him. And John Alderton, our cameraman, says that it is.
Well, there you go.
All right, we're back in action here. Narisha Miller at the free throw line. First shot is up and off the front of the iron, no good.
So she came into this game shooting about 53% from the line. The team in general has had some struggles from the free throw line this year.
Second one is up and good, makes it a 6-point ball game, 39-33. 4:45 remaining in the third quarter. That's Adams at the top of the key. She passes that one over to Sabato. Sabato now to Sanford. Sanford now to Weesey. Weesey down to Vogel. Her shot is blocked, but they're going to call it a foul. Not what you wanted there if you're the Lady Rams.
No, they really got to avoid giving East Stroudsburg back these easy attempts at points at the free throw line themselves, fouling at the rim. Just got to go straight up, play good defense. Sometimes they'll make tougher shots around you by doing that. Sometimes you just got to let it happen.
First shot by Vogel was up and no good.
It can be good defense, better offense. Sometimes that's just the way basketball is going to go. But it's not a self-enforced error.
Second shot is straight through, makes it 40-33, a 7-point difference here. 4:25 left in this quarter. Mertz with the basketball. She's trying to find somewhere to go with it. She goes down to Shipley. Shipley dribble drives through the lane. Doesn't put enough on that, but Miller with the rebound lays it up and in. A 5-point ball game now. 40-35, 4:07 left in the third.
Love to see that. Miller is the tallest player on this team, her and her sister. They don't have a lot of size, a lot of rebounding strength. They need more of that from her.
Ball now in the corner to Weesey. Weesey guarded by Haggerty. She'll dribble drive in, pass that one out to Adams. Adams back to Weesey. Weesey now being guarded by Grant. She gets the screen, lays that one up, but it's blocked by Miller, making the impact on each side of the court here. And it was a shot clock violation.
There you go, late in the shot clock into that one, too. That is huge. And only a 5-point game right now. I said earlier, a lot of these games that have ended in big margins of defeat, it hasn't come through the first 3 quarters a lot of times. This team fights for a lot of these games.
Mertz now with it. Passes it to Miller. Miller in the middle there, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line. Or no.
Looks like they're saying it's on the floor. I mean, it looked like she was going up for a shot. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, she is. They were just meeting.
Teams
were having impromptu meetings.
Both teams had held players-only meetings on the court.
Narisha Miller's first free throw is up and straight through.
There you go.
Makes it a 4-point ball game here with 1 free throw to go.
Seen noticeable improvement in this game compared to earlier in the season for Narisha Miller. That's absolutely what they need. Someone that can give an impact down low on offense and defense.
Now what's going on here, Dylan?
It's a great question. They're talking to the scoreboard table over there.
Are they trying to say? I don't know what they would have been doing.
So the score's right. Fouls. I was about to say I think it might have been making sure the amount of team fouls was right, and yes, they just added one.
All right, so Miller's second free throw coming here. That one is through. It's a 3-point ball game, Dylan. 3:13 left in this third quarter. 40-37 is the score.
Did not get iced there.
Adams now with the ball at the top of the key. Ball is nearly taken away. They're going to call a kick ball on Mertz, though.
It was good effort, but, sticking the leg out there. I think that pass was going to go to Weesey, and it's one way or another, you got to deny the ball from her.
Yeah, now she's going to inbound the ball, so she won't be able to get the ball immediately, but they'll definitely try to find a way to get her the ball, and they will get her the ball right now. Adams passes to Weesey. Weesey now at the top of the key over to Vogel. Back to Weesey. She'll throw up a three. How in the world did she make that, Dylan? I don't think she spotted that up. It's now 43-37.
I was just thinking into that possession. It's interesting to me to play a 2-3 zone against a team where they really only have one scoring threat. It makes you wonder if this team had a really locked down defender, if they could go to a box and one.
Down low to Haggerty, and they're going to call almost a jump ball. But she lays that one up and in. Great way for Haggerty there to fight through it, score the field goal. 43-39 is the score. It's a 4-point game here. 2:20 left in the third quarter. Down low, ball nearly taken away, and they're going to call the jump ball. And it'll remain possession with East Stroudsburg.
Here comes Sydney Bowles back into the game. I think that's a really good time for her to come back, get a leading scorer on the team.
But they take Shipley out, the second leading scorer.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You got to get your players your rest when you can. But I like seeing Bowles out there when you're starting to have things swing your way a little bit. The game's still close.
We see another three, and that's through. Weesey now with 18 points to lead all scorers in this contest, 46-39. And we got a foul.
And to see, there isn't one particular standout lockdown defender on the Rams for me that I can immediately stand to and say you should put this person on Ryan Weesey, try to go to more of a box and one than a traditional 2-3, but if you have someone like that, I would at least consider it.
And that's Mertz. Mertz tried to get it to Miller. She nearly turned it over. They're going to call the foul, I think, on Miller for kind of jumping on top of her.
That's tough. And yeah, it'll go the other way.
Miller comes out. Minor comes back in.
This will give you a little more mobility and flexibility to shoot the ball. It's quickly moved to a 7-point game.
Yeah, it hasn't. It was that turnover, no possession there. Adams at the top of the key over to Weesey. She'll pop another three. No good. Rebounded by Minor. Minor now looking to get the outlet pass. She gets that to Haggerty. Haggerty will dribble drive the lane. Layup no good. Could have gotten a push off there. They didn't call that, though. It'll go back the other way in transition. Slowing it down now is Weesey. Over to Vogel. Now to Adams. Back to Vogel. Now back to Adams. 1:14 left in the third quarter.
And as I mentioned just a couple possessions ago, how the 2-3 zone wasn't really doing it for me. It looks like they've switched to man-to-man.
Vogel from three, no good. Excuse me, that was not Vogel. That was Sanford. Going back the other way is Shepard. That is Grant. She's going to go to the line after she's fouled. Tries to tighten this ball game up. 46-39 is the score. 53 seconds left in the third.
They needed that before the end of this quarter. 7 points versus 4 points. It's obviously it's a one possession difference, 3 points. But mentally, at least in my mind, it feels a lot different when you're down by 7 versus down by 4. 4 just feels like, oh, we make 2 buckets real quick, then we're back at tie game. 7, it just feels like you need a 3-pointer for that to only be a 3-possession game, and those obviously are harder shots to come by.
First shot coming from Grant. That's straight through. Makes it a 6-point ball game here as Grant now up to 6 points on the day. Make that 7. It's a 5-point ball game, 46-41 as we get under 50 seconds left in the third quarter.
Need this stop here going into the fourth quarter.
That's Gill. Gill being guarded by Mertz. Now over to Sabato. Now in the corner.
Yeah, they're still in that 2-3.
To Sanford. Dribble driving through the lane, but bounces off the hands of Minor there. Was the ball from Saylor, so it'll remain East Stroudsburg possession. 32.1 left in the quarter, 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Down low. That one to Vogel. She nails that one. 48-41. Under 25 to go. Shot clock is off. Now to Haggerty. Haggerty going through the lane. She'll lay up. Put up a layup, no good. She gets the rebound. Can't hold possession. Now back to Minor. A 3 on the way from Grant. That's no good. With 5.6 seconds left in the quarter. 7-point deficit here. But Shepherd's now scored its most points in a quarter today with 17 while holding East Stroudsburg to 15.
That's not great situational awareness from Peyton Grant there. That's not only a long three-pointer, but there was 6-7 seconds left in the quarter. Now you let East Stroudsburg.
Last shot.
Right. And now you let East Stroudsburg get that
They're
last shot.
They're going to get the travel, though, and Shepherd's got
that.
0.8 seconds to put up a shot here.
I was going to say, you allowed East Stroudsburg to get that last shot, but East Stroudsburg decided to give it up. They didn't really want it that bad, apparently.
Haggerty will inbound here. I don't really know what you do here with 0.8 seconds left.
There's not much to do. It's catch and shoot.
Inbound to Mertz. Mertz will put it up, but it's blocked. So we'll head to the fourth quarter. East Stroudsburg on top, 48-41, but the Lady Rams hanging in there. We'll be back after this 60-second break to get the fourth quarter started. You're tuned in to Shepherd Hoops on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 60 seconds.
This is a public service message from Bechtel Jewelers to Chocolates, brought to you by Diamonds. Dear Chocolates, you melt. As for us, Diamonds, we melt her. Hi, I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers. Face it, Chocolates. Yes, you're sweet. Yes, you can be hard to keep your hands off of. But if the idea is to melt her on Valentine's Day, that's what we do. She doesn't exactly fall all over herself when she sees you. Her eyes don't get all big when she sees it's a box of chocolates. She doesn't fall all over the man who hands her a box of chocolates. Am I right or am I right? But when she sees it's a little jewelry box with diamonds inside, does she get all worked up? Oh yeah. Do her eyes get big? Oh yeah. Does she start to melt right in front of the man who hands her that little box with diamonds inside? Oh yeah. Of course, all of this is said with great love. Signed, Diamonds. This public service announcement has been brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South in Inwood. Come see us because we melt her.
Welcome back to the Butcher Center here on the campus of Shepherd University. A 7-point game as we head to the fourth quarter with East Stroudsburg on top. 48-41. Fourth quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons also fourth quarter brought to you on TV 10 by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. Dylan, a 7-point game here. Shepherd stuck around.
They have. Fourth quarter, you got to make someone other than Ryan Weesey on this Warriors team beat you.
Grant has it now. She's going to set things up, hand it off to Bowles. Now to Haggerty. Haggerty will get the screen, dribble drive through the lane, clear layup on the clear lane of the basket, makes it a 5-point game, 48-43.
It's a good pick set there by Kara Minor.
Now over to Sabato, now to Vogel. Vogel down low to wide open Weesey, makes it 50-43, remains a 7-point game.
Just got to stay disciplined in that zone defense. You got to know where to rotate.
Haggerty now over to Shipley. Shipley to Bowles. She'll dribble drive through the lane. Shot is blocked by Vogel. 9 minutes left in the contest. Now over to Adams, being guarded by Grant. The ball will go out of bounds. It'll be Shepherd basketball. Great defense there by Grant to force it out of her hands.
There you go, and that's what I mean. keep the ball out of the hands of Ryan Weesey, get it in other players' hands, and see if they can go without making mistakes.
Grant now over to Shipley. Shipley at the top of the key gets the screen from Minor, and she'll lay that one up and into Shipley.
That's a tough shot.
Shipley now with 6 points on the day.
It's been slow for her, but hopefully the fourth quarter can pick it up. That is a tough shot to make right there.
Now over to Weesey. Now to Sanford, back to Vogel, now over to Weesey. Weesey's going to go through the lane now, passing it over to Sabato. Her three's on the way, no good, rebounded by Minor. And this is where, if you're Shepherd, you need to take advantage and make this a three-point game at the least.
Absolutely.
But you can't do it. A bad turnover there, going back the other way now is Sabato. She puts that one over to Sanford, passes it, and that layup is up and good. Back to a 7-point ball game here. It just seems like take one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back here.
Just rushing.
In the last few minutes.
Rushing, take your time.
Bowles thought about the three. She spins around, no good. She's fouled. She'll go to the free throw line.
There he goes. Good move by her, driving the lane. Hopefully she can get these points up on the board, because every time you keep this at a 7-point game, you risk go down one three-pointer, gets this to double digits, and then it starts to, it could always snowball from there if you're not careful.
First shot is up and no good from Bowles.
Again, this has been the trend so far this year with this Lady Rams team. Keep it close for 2 or 3 quarters, and especially the fourth quarter.
1 out of 2 from Bowles makes it a 6-point ball game.
It started to go downhill.
So the Rams got outscored in the first quarter 15-13, in the second quarter 18-11. They outscored East Stroudsburg 17-15 in the third quarter. Obviously, they need to outscore them by at least 7 to get the victory in this quarter.
That's another open three-point attempt from Weesey. That one didn't go in, but I know there's certain fundamentals of the zone, but you got to keep an extra eye on her.
Haggerty with the basketball down low. She'll lay that one up and no good. She finds her own rebound. That one to Minor, and I think Minor's hurt.
Yeah, she got hit hard there.
I think her head hit the floor.
Hopefully that's not the case.
She gets up.
I think she's grabbing her nose. Might have got hit along the way going in the lane.
Nonetheless, there'll be a turnover. So now a 6-point game still. Adams takes it up past half court, guarded by Shipley. Now over to Poland. Down low, and that shot's no good, but they're going to get the foul there. She was pushed.
That's the danger of Weesey. She also leads this team in rebounds and assists. She made a good pass there. The shot was missed on the foul, but that could have been an easy 2 points without it.
Katie Geisler at the free throw line. First one is up and no good. Keeps it the ball game within 6 points. As Bowles comes out here, Miller comes in.
It's a tough portion of the game to lose your leading scorer.
Free throw all the way out to the free throw, or excuse me, rebound out to the free throw line. Shipley gets the board, and Grant setting up the offense. She's going to pass to Shipley. Shipley gets the screen from Miller. She'll dribble drive through the lane, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line. This is where free throw shooting is critical.
And
you're only down 6, Dylan.
Yep, Megan Shipley, second most attempts on the team coming into this game, only shooting 51.4% for the year, though, 18 of 35.
First shot is up and straight through. Makes it a 5-point ball game with 6:46 left. Second shot up and just off the mark, no good. Miller fighting for the rebound. She gets it. Shipley from 3, that's off the mark. Miller fighting for the rebound. Nearly gets it, goes over her head. Geisler with the rebound.
Hit off her hands, too, on that second one.
That would have
wide
been
open under the basket.
huge if they would have been able to turn that possession into another basket. Ball now going over, and it's over to Sanford. Sanford now to Adams in the corner to Poland. Back to Adams. Now to Sanford. She'll dribble, drive in. 4, 3, and 2 on the shot clock. We see that one off the backboard and in. No stopping Ryan Weesey tonight. 54-47 is the score.
Yeah, she's good. She carried this team last year.
She's now up to 22 to lead all scorers.
Carrying them tonight, too.
A foul on Haggerty.
That's technical.
And they're going to get a tech on her, too.
Yeah. And she deserves that one. She threw the ball out of bounds.
And there's our intern, Gerald Wright, getting the basketball that was spiked into the stands. Did they call it?
I don't know. There was a whistle immediately after she did it.
I don't think they did call it.
That's what I was thinking. The referee didn't immediately make the signal, but the timing of the whistle made me think that that's what was coming.
I think maybe subs. That's what they were calling for at that point, was to let the subs in?
Yeah, that must have been it.
I don't know. I mean, I agree with you. That seemed a little egregious, and I thought that's what would have been called. But obviously, Shepherd catches a break here, down 7. Need to force a turnover here or a missed shot. Ball now over to Pishock, who's in the contest. A 3 on the way from Weesey's no good. Going back the other way is Shipley. Shipley now to Minor. Minor comes to the top of the key. 20 on the shot clock, over to Grant. Grant to Shipley. Shipley is going to get a screen with 9 seconds left on the shot clock. The layup's no good. Minor with the board. Minor shot's no good. Miller with the board. Her shot's no good. They're going to get a foul, not a jump ball there.
Again, it's just they're rushing a little bit. They get these open shots and these offensive rebounds. They go right back up with it. Obviously, you want to try not to bring the ball back down, but Minor had an open look there. She had all the time in the world to make sure her feet were set, get that ball up in the corner of the square.
That's a kick ball. 7-point ball game, 54-47, 5:02 left in the quarter as Minor and Haggerty come off. Coming on is Bowles and Mertz. Ball being inbounded by Weesey. She will inbound it to Adams. Adams over to Weesey. Down to Poland. Back to Weesey. Weesey coming to the top of the keys, trying to set something up here. Getting a double screen, but it doesn't do much there. But it'll be a 3, easy popping of the 3 from Poland, and she nails that one. Now it's a 10-point difference, 57-47, and this is where we see things starting to separate here.
Yeah, hopefully not. You got to stop it right there. Nope.
Foul.
Moving screen.
On Miller.
I think I would want a timeout right here, and then luckily they get the media one.
They get the media timeout. We'll take one with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're tuning to Shepherd Hoops on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube back in 30.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsini's.com.
To the Butcher Center here on the campus of Shepherd University. Stroudsburg on top, 57-47 here in this women's basketball game in the PSAC. 4:28 remaining in the contest. We'll have men's action taking place a half hour after the conclusion of this one. Will not start on time at the projected 7:30 start time, as Dylan, it's already 7:03.
Yep, this one's going a little long, and
so we got 4.5 minutes
it'll
left.
Continue going. It's going longer.
But a 10-point lead now for East Stroudsburg, and I said this is kind of the point where you see it separate, Dylan.
Yeah, that's been the trend so far this year at the very least. So hopefully it won't continue. But the momentum's going that way.
Ball now to Poland. Now to Adams. Over to Weesey. She pops another three. That's rolls around and in. Now it's a 13-point difference here. It's 60-47, 3:55 to go in the contest.
I always talk about it. The Butcher Center's soft rims, and Weesey found out about it there.
And there's an offensive foul on Grant. Through the shoulder.
It's a young, inexperienced team. You don't want to see them fold under the pressure as a game. You let one mistake snowball into another, but it seems like that's what's happened many times this year.
Ball now is to pull in, down low to Sanford's no good on the shot. Bowles takes the pass to half court. She's going to dribble drive through the lane, put that one up. It's going to be an offensive foul taking the charge. There was Poland.
I'm not so sure about that one, but I was paying more attention to Bowles than I was Poland.
Maybe she had a turnover, 13-point game, 3:19 left in the contest. East Stroudsburg's now in the bonus. Shot on the way, and that is through from Weesey. She's got 27.
Yeah, 27 points. What a game by
Mertz
Weesey.
puts that one up and no good. She gets her own board after it's tipped. A three-pointer from Grant. That's no good. Ball tipped away and out of play off of Sanford. It's going to be Shepherd Rams basketball here, as Mertz will check out of the contest.
It looked like Weesey was talking to the official about the same thing I was wondering. Mertz came out of bounds and then caught the ball as she was coming back in. I thought maybe she needed to reestablish herself.
Ball inbound to Shipley. Back to Minor from three. That's no good. They're going to get foul here.
Weesey had a hold of the left arm of Kendall Haggerty as she was getting that rebound. It was a good foul by Weesey because that would have been an easy putback layup for Haggerty.
It's only the third foul committed by East Stroudsburg this half quarter. Now to Minor. Minor pops another three, and that's through.
You don't see a lot of
Minor up to 15 points.
Don't see a lot of off the dribble threes from Kara Minor, but she's made two of them tonight.
It's now 4 of 8. Down low now to Poland. Back out to Adams. Over to Weesey. In the corner to Sanford. She'll move back out a little bit over to Adams. Now to Weesey. She'll pop another three. She goes, Minor, if you can make one, I can make one as well. 65-50, 2:02 left, and a timeout's been taken. It's a full timeout by head coach Julie Kaufman. We'll take one with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're tuned in to Shepherd Hoops on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back at 30.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back to the campus of Shepherd University at the Butcher Center. 2:02 left in this contest. 15-point contest. Shepherd stayed in with them through 3 quarters here, but being outscored in this final frame by 8, 65-50. And it will be Rams basketball. Shipley takes it up past half court. She's going to hand it off to Haggerty. Over back to Shipley. Now to Bowles. She lays that one up. No good. Too much mustard on that one.
That's tough. Again, it's Bowles' first game back in the starting lineup. Second game back total from her sprained ankle after missing about 2 weeks worth of time. So still trying to get back in a rhythm.
Setting something up is this offense of East Stroudsburg. A three coming on the way from Poland. That's no good. Rebounded by Miner. Up to Shipley. Shipley going to dribble drive through the lane. Lay that one up. No good. Bowles with the board. She's fouled. She'll go to the line. And you can see this team, they're not giving up fight. They're down 15. They've been there. They've done that all season long. And they're still fighting to the very end.
Absolutely are. But it's the issues that have plagued this team all season seem to compound and have a snowball effect at the end of games when they're trying to push and push and push to get back into it, and it kind of just makes them rush too much and turn the ball over more and take worse shots.
Both free throws good by Bowles. Makes it a 13-point game, 65-52, 108 left in the contest. Bianca Giordano into the ball game. A three on the way. That's no good. Rebounded. Ball kept alive. No, nobody really rebounded it, but it's going to be Shepherd basketball. That's Grant.
Miner thought she was out of bounds.
Over to Miner. She'll pop a three. That's no good. That one is rebounded by Claire Corter.
That's good hustle by Haggerty there,
good
going
hustle.
after that ball and then getting fouled.
39.8 seconds left in the contest. Shepherd down 13.
I think she's going to go to the line for free throws, too.
She will.
Yeah, fifth foul. Fifth foul of the quarter.
At the line, 39.8 left. First one is up and good. I think some lights just shut off. She misses the second one. Haggerty tries to put it up, and it's out of bounds. It'll be Shepherd basketball. I thought I saw a couple banks of lights in this arena shut off.
I think you're right. It doesn't look like it's really affected the view on the court.
No,
definitely from our vantage point, that was a little interesting.
Into Miner, over to Shipley. Miner now has it. 14-second difference between the shot and game clock. Thought she was fouled going up. And they won't. They're going to say it's on Miner. Now they're talking it over for the umpteenth time this game.
If anything goes to show what's happened for the rest of this game, yep, change the call. There it is.
Change the call once again. Miner at the free throw line. She is 1 of 2 today. First one is up and through.
We get this down to just 10 points. Hopefully, you can get one more steal and get yourself
an 11-point difference here, and you're going to foul them.
I think that was a timeout before they fouled.
Oh, they did take a timeout. And Dylan, it's an 11-point ball game. It's a little bit of an improvement right now for the Rams.
Yeah, I'm not sure why East Stroudsburg's calling this timeout. But
I'm not sure either, but I believe this is their lowest deficit all season.
Unless
you talk.
Might be right about that.
No, they lost to Lincoln by 9.
Okay, in PSAC play, this is their closest game so far, and it's against a pretty good team, and especially when you've given up 30 points to their leading scorer, Ryan Weesey. It's all in all a pretty solid performance.
I mean, look, if you're Shepherd, you're taking something out of this.
Yeah.
I think you should.
Could call it a moral victory.
Yeah, sure. It shows improvement, I'd say.
Especially after the 76-37 loss to Bloomsburg the other day. Not the same type of opponent necessarily, but the fact that you're still in this game. You were still in this game with about 5 minutes left.
Right. And again, that's.
But the score's going to look a little bit different here because now they're fouling.
Again, that's a lot. That's how a lot of these games have gone so far this year. That game, even against against Millersville on the 7th, 13-point game, 69-56. That was about a 7-point game until they got into the fouling portion of things. So, again, they're showing some improvement.
Giordano makes the first one to 12-point ball game. Second one she makes as well, 67-57. Shepherd takes the timeout. I mean, I guess you can't take them with you after this game, Dylan.
Nope. Use them or lose them.
But I think if you're Shepherd, you do take a moral victory from this one in the fact that there's obviously a ton of stuff you need to improve on. But you were in this game.
Right, I think
a
we
lot
already
longer than we thought.
We already knew that most of the season, you were not looking at this based on wins and losses. This is not a season where you're judging yourself on wins and losses. You're gauging yourself on improvement, game-to-game improvement, beginning of season to end of season improvement. And so far, we're seeing a little bit of that. So you can take the positive out of this.
Bulls to inbound in here with 24 seconds left. Shot clock is off. It's Haggerty now to Bowles. She'll dribble drive in. Pass that one over to Haggerty. Her three is up and no good. Foul there. Dylan, I don't know why you're fouling at this point.
It seemed more like just a frustration, trying to get a steal.
Game's over with. You can't score 13 in 12 seconds.
Well, I bet Reggie Miller would have something to say about that, or Tracy McGrady. But even that seems like a little much for them.
First shot there by Quarter is no good. It's a 13-point deficit. It's still. Second one is through. And Coach Kaufman takes another timeout here. You know what? We'll take one with her. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're tuned into Shepherd Hoops on TV 10. WRNR TV on YouTube back at 30.
Located at 4529 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, the Neon Moon Tavern has delicious food and cold beverages. Stop on in Mondays for some mayhem with us and Shepherd quarterback Tyson Bagent, or on Tuesday for some gourmet tacos. Wednesdays is whiskey and trivia night. Thursday is steak night. Fridays are dinner specials. Saturdays there's live music. And Sunday morning is brunch. We're open every day from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Call us at 304-260-4002 for takeout or stop on in to the Neon Moon Tavern.
Center here on the campus of Shepherd University, 68-54 with 12.8 seconds left as East Stroudsburg is going to come out of here with another victory. And they will improve on the season to 9-7 and 5-5 in the PSAC, while Shepherd will fall to 0-15 and 0-10 in the conference. And maybe for Coach Kaufman there, you're just trying to play a last-second situation, see where things go from here. Ball in to Shipley. Now a three coming from Grant's no good. And again, another foul, this time by Bowles.
Well, that one seemed a little more intentional. I don't see the point. I don't see the purpose in that, but here we are.
At the line is Quarter. She misses the first one. Second one is up and through, makes it 69-54, and that will do it as Minor will dribble out the rest of the clock. Shepherd now falls to 0-15 and 0-10 in the PSAC on this 69-54 win for East Stroudsburg. They are now 9-7 and 5-5 in the conference. And Dylan, for Shepherd in this one, what do you take out of it? 15-point loss.
Well, I think you hung with a team that is pretty good for 3 quarters and for part of the fourth quarter before it started to get away from you. And that's kind of been the case for a lot of this. I don't necessarily think it's conditioning that leads to stuff like this. I think it's more of just you're starting to rush when the game starts to get to a close and you're trailing, and it's just when you have an inexperienced, mistake-prone team, then things start to snowball. You just have to work on those things. Work on your mistakes, your turnovers, your shot selection. And I think once you get those things under control, get your players some more experience, then you can start to work uphill and in the positive direction.
All right, the final in this one, East Stroudsburg gets the victory in women's hoops 69-54 over Shepherd. We'll step aside for a 5-minute break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for men's action between Shepherd and East Stroudsburg. I'll hand the mic over to Nick Verzolini. Dylan, you'll stay here. And they'll get things going on the pregame show after this 5-minute break. You've been tuned in to Shepherd Hoops on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Again, Shepherd falls 69-54 to East Stroudsburg. Back in 5 minutes.
You've been in an accident. The choice of a lawyer may be the biggest decision you make for you and your family's future. At Mansion Ferretti, we offer a free consultation and no fees until we win your case. Call us today and protect your future. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Hi, this is Lauren from Orsini's right here in Martinsburg. Grilling is not just for the boys. We are a Platinum Traeger dealer carrying the Pro Series all the way up to the Timberline Series. We have every flavor of wood pellets along with accessories, rubs, sauces. Not just Traeger, we carry Utz, Meat Church, Lanes, and Dizzy Pig. We also carry a full line of Yeti products. Orsini's has everything to complete your backyard. Visit us at 360 Hack Wilson Way or at Orsinis.com.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value Brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
This concludes today's coverage of NCAA Division II basketball featuring the Shepherd University Rams in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Our coverage was brought to us thanks to Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mountaineer Pub, the Neon Moon Tavern, Orsini's Home Store, the Palace Lounge, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Smallwood and Small Insurance, the Sutton and Janelle Law Firm, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center. This has been a WRNR and TV10 broadcast. All rights reserved.